Okay, I will show the experiment how the heat should be transferred from a metal. So look at here. I just burn a candle, and this one is your what? Spoon, metal spoon. Listen carefully. Sorry, look at carefully. Okay, you just observe that here. When we just put the metal spoon on this burning candle, the heat should be transferred from hotter part to cooler part. Okay, how the heat should be transferred through a metal from hotter part to cooler part for one point to another point. You can do the experiment at your. Okay, now comes to the conductions of electricity. First one is what? Conductions of heat. Second one is conduction of electricity. It means how electric current should be passed through metal. Okay. So here that metal পেনটা কোন আসছে okay. So metals that are allow electricity to flow easily are a good conductor of electricity. Okay. Do you ever seen a where between the air there is the aluminum or wire are made up of aluminum or copper or not? And aluminum or copper are a good conductor of electricity, so that they can easily carry the electricity from one point to another point. So, because, but what? Why those do not are poor conductors, like your wood, they do not conduct electricity easily. Wood से कभी आपका electric current pass होकर जा सकता है क्या? That is not possible. With the help of the metal, we can easily electricity can easily pass through it. Like metals like aluminum, iron, and copper are good conductors, making bulb glow in tester circuit used to electrical wire. Look at the picture, please. What? This is your battery, and there is this ball. That one is the gold bar. Because gold bar is a metal. This one is a metal. And now I just told you that metal can conduct heat and electricity both. Okay. So gold bar, battery, bulb. When you just connect the batteries, bulb and gold bar together, that is the flow of electricity. Listen, that is the flow of electricity, and the ball start to glow, and the ball start to glow. और बॉल क्या करेगा? ग्लो करना स्टार्ट कर लेगा. So you know that within the metals, the current can easily pass. Okay, non-metal. Non-metal. Can non-metal conduct electricity? No. So sulfur, coal, wood, stone, rubber, and nylon are poor conductor and not allowing bulb to glow. They are poor conductor of electricity. Non-metals are poor conductor of electricity. So they do not allow electricity to pass through it. Okay. So that non-metal mostly used as the insulator. We know that. Like your metals are used in a screwdriver, handles, and electrical globes. In electrical applications, mostly metals are used. Okay. And the whole the insulator should be coated on that. Now, just know about what is conductor, what is insulator. मैंने आपको बोला अभी कंडक्टर में इलेक्ट्रिक करंट या हीट पास करके जा सकता है, इंसुलेटर में नहीं जा सकता है. I'm just telling that conductor allow the materials that electricity or heat pass through easily through a conductor, but insulator can't allow it. Okay, so first of all, know the difference of a conductor and an insulator. So materials that allow electricity to flow them easily, we know that was called a conductor, like called good conductor of electricity. Listen, those materials allow electricity to pass through them are called a good conductor of electricity. You know, you just take an examples of good conductor of electricity are aluminium, iron, and copper. Listen, okay. These are the excellent good conductor of electricity, and mostly is used in electric wire and devices. On the other hand, material like sulfur, carbon, coal, okay, phosphorus, these are non-metals. Sulfur, coal, wood, stone, rubber, and nylon. They do not allow electricity to flow freely. That's why we call them a poor conductor of electricity, and otherwise is called insulator. Okay, do you know what is conductor and insulator? Conductor allow heat and electricity to pass through them easily. Insulator can't allow it. Okay, here the picture. Just clearly observe that maybe this one is your aluminium or copper wire. Okay, this one is our conductor and it can carry electricity. Okay, but look at this. The outer layering of electric wire. The outer layering of electric wire that we handle it easily. That one is it, I think, insulator. Okay, I think you are clear about conductor and insulator. Okay. 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 So that are the physical properties of a metal. Now it comes to the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Okay. So how the metals and non-metals are react with air, water, and other substances. So first of all, we know about the effect of other metal. First of all, we discuss about the metals. After that, non-metals. So before starting the chemical properties of metals and non-metal, we just know about metals and their molecular formula. We know that lithium, beryllium, boron, these are what? So lithium, beryllium, boron, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, copper and chromium. These are metals. Remember that. Lithium, beryllium, boron, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sodium, zinc. These are metals. Another, and here is the molecular formula of the metals. Now goes to non-metal. How to identify the metal or non-metal? First of all, know what are metals, what are non-metals. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, sulfur, last one is phosphorus. These are non-metals. Okay. So, know about how the metal react with oxygen. Tell me how metal react with oxygen. So, listen that when metal react with oxygen, that will form what? That will form metal oxide. Remember that any metal, listen, when the metal react with oxygen, metal are react with oxygen, that will be form a metal oxide. Okay. So metal oxide always basic in nature. Acid or basic आपका chapter है. So metal oxide always basic in nature. Metals are basic in nature. And give examples here. If magnesium is a metal, I will just show you that where is magnesium. Magnesium is a metal. When magnesium react with oxygen, that will be form a magnesium oxide. This one is your magnesium plus oxygen. When magnesium react with oxygen, that will be form magnesium oxide. Okay. Magnesium oxide. Clear? तो बैलेंस इक्वेशन आपका नहीं है, फिर भी मैं बता रही हूँ. There are how many molecules of magnesium and oxygen present here? So if you take 2 molecules of magnesium, that should be react with oxygen, that will form up a magnesium oxide. Is it clear? I will show you here. Okay. Listen, when magnesium react with oxygen, listen carefully. Magnesium is a metal. When a metal or magnesium react with oxygen, it form a dazzling white flame. A very important thing is it form a dazzling white flame and it turns into white powder called magnesium oxide. I will show the experiment here. Look at. This one is your what? This one is your what? This one is your magnesium. One type of metal. When magnesiums react with oxygen, that will form a dazzling sound. This will be form a dazzling white flame. Dazzling white flame. Okay, that one called is magnesium oxide. जब आप मैग्नीशियम को ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट करोगे, that form a what? Dazzling white flame, and that should be converted into magnesium oxide. This is your magnesium oxide. Clear? Okay. Okay. Now goes to some metals. Like all metals are react with oxygen. All metal are react with water. क्या सारे मेटल ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट कर सकते हैं? क्या सारे मेटल्स आपका वाटर के साथ रिएक्ट कर सकते हैं? Yes, metals are react with water and oxygen. But some of the metals, when they react with oxygen, they are sometimes catch the fire. Sometimes they can catch the fire. So which metal are that? They are highly reactive metal. Highly reactive metal. I just told you some metals are very reactive. Very reactive. Okay. like sodium and potassium. Listen carefully. Highly reactive metal are sodium, potassium, calcium. They are highly reactive metals. So when they are come in contact with oxygen and water, okay, the reactions produce a lot of heat and catch fire. The reactions produce a lot of heat and catch the fire because they're very reactive metals. We can't react with the oxygens easily. Okay, here is the experiment here. When this one is your sodium and this is your potassium. Both sodium and potassium are highly reactive metals. When they react with oxygens, what will be formed? They form metal oxide. Yes, they can form metal oxide. Heat and also heat will be formed. So sometimes they can catch the fire. Like a reaction with water. What happens when the metal react with water? The highly reactive metal react with water. Listen carefully. When the sodium and potassium and react with water, they form a metal hydroxide. Listen. So metal react with oxygen from metal oxide. Metal, when metal react with water from metal hydroxide. Metal oxide and metal hydroxide. When metal react with oxygen from metal oxide. When metal react with water from metal hydroxide also evolve hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas भी आपका liberate होता है. Okay. Now, if you tell me, miss, if sodium and potassium are highly reactive metal, so where it will be put? Listen carefully that sodium and potassium, we know that the highly reactive metal, it is stored in kerosene. Listen, this is the sodium. It's a metal. So that is put in kerosene. Why sodium and potassium are kept in kerosene? Is it necessary to keep it in kerosene? Yes, because kerosene block air and moisture from reaching the metal. मैंने अभी आपको बताया कि सोडियम और पोटेशियम those are highly reactive metal that react with oxygen. Sometimes they can catch fire. Yes or no? So that those metals are kept in kerosene because the kerosene block the air and moisture to reach the metal. Is it clear or not? केरोसिन में अगर आप strong reactive metal को या सोडियम पोटेशियम को रख दोगे ना, so oxygen cannot easily reach to that metal. Okay. Now just actually the question is only sodium and potassium are reactive metal. Is sodium potassium are only the reactive metal? No. I'm just writing the reactivity series for you and present to you that which one is highly reactive metal, मतलब ऑक्सीजन और वाटर के साथ कौन जल्दी रिएक्ट करता है और कौन which metals are less reactive metal, which metals are very less reactive metal, and which metals do not react with air and oxygen, air and water. Okay, so first one is there's a reactive series. Okay, most reactive metal and least reactive metal. Okay, first one is potassium, highly reactive metal. They can easily catch fire and easily react with water and air. Second one is sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, tin, okay, lead, copper, silver, gold, and last one is platinum. इसके बारे में हम आगे डिस्कशन भी करेंगे, but you just get a basic idea which metals are highly reactive, which metals are least reactive. Okay. Now, I think you are clear about how what happens when metal react with air. Means how water metal react with oxygen. जब metal oxygen के साथ react करता है तो क्या formation करता है? It form metal oxide. Yes or no? Now it goes to reaction of metal with water. If we react the metal with water, what will be happen? It form metal hydroxide. Listen carefully. So metals react with water. Listen, metals react with water to form metal hydroxide and liberate hydrogen gas. Okay. I just write here 9. Okay. First of all, I just told you that in the previous slide that one is highly reactive metal. Okay. So here highly reactive metal, less reactive metal, and very less reactive metal. We just experiment water with highly reactive metal, less reactive metal, and very less reactive metal. Okay. First one is हाई रिएक्टिव मेटल क्या है बताओ तो सही. सोडियम, पोटेशियम, कैल्शियम, भाई ऐसे नीचे नीचे जाओगे. ओके, सो हाई रिएक्टिव मेटल्स और चाहे सोडियम, पोटेशियम react with, अच्छा, first of all tell me that all metals not react with water. Yes, react with water, but some react with cold water, some metals react with hot water, some metals react with steam. Okay, there are different stage. We just know about what some highly reactive metal like sodium and potassium are always react with cold water. Remember that. Highly reactive metal like sodium and potassium always react with cold water. Okay, to form metal hydroxide and liberate hydrogen gas. याद रखो, they form metal hydroxide. वाटर के साथ रिएक्ट करेगा तो मेटल हाइड्रोक्साइड ही फॉर्मेशन करेगा एंड आल्सो लिबरेट हाइड्रोजन गैस. ओके, example here, when just react sodium with water. Listen, this one is your sodium. When sodium react with which water? Sodium react with cold water. When sodium react with cold water, that form a sodium hydroxide and what? And a liberate or evolved hydrogen gas also. Is it clear? Another, when potassium, this one is your potassium, highly reactive metal. When potassium react with cold water, remember that most of the questions come from which metal react with cold water, which metal react with warm water or hot water, and which metals are react with steam. So when potassium react with cold water, that form potassium hydroxide, just like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. Also they form a hydrogen gas. Look at the picture carefully. Okay, these are highly reactive metal, and when the highly reactive metals react with cold water, that can form metal hydroxide like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and evolved hydrogen gas. Is it clear or not? Now comes to less reactive metal. Okay. Less reactive metals are zinc, Zn, magnesium, Mg. Okay, when the zinc and magnesium are always react with less reactive metal, are always react with hot water. Highly reactive metal always react with cold water. So zinc and magnesium are least reactive metals, always react with hot water to form metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. I'll give you example. Zinc का formula क्या है? Zn, magnesium, Mg. Okay, when magnesium react with water, that will form magnesium hydroxide. This one is your magnesium hydroxide, MgOH2. Okay, when magnesium react with hot water, that will be form a magnesium hydroxide. Okay, and also evolve what? And also release hydrogen gas. Okay, so why they react with hot water? क्या हम least reactive metal को cold water में उसका reaction नहीं कर सकते हैं क्या? Why we just choose that less reactive metal only react with hot water? Because listen carefully, this metal react with hot water because the reaction is slower. Sorry. Okay. So these metals, these least reactive metals like zinc and magnesium, okay, react with hot water because their reaction is slower than highly reactive metal. Highly reactive metal means the highly reactive metals react with water very quickly. Okay, but the less reactive metal takes some time to complete that reaction, so that the reaction becomes slower. It means we can't take the reactions with cold water, so that with the react the less reactive metals with hot water. Is it clear? Now, very less reactive metal. Very less reactive metals. What are the very less reactive metals? I just show you. Okay. Iron, tin, Pb. Okay, these are very less reactive metals. Copper. These are the very least reactive metals. Okay, so iron, aluminium are very least reactive. This metal react with steam to form a metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Just remember that when metal react with water, they always form metal hydroxide and release hydrogen gas. Okay, but some are react with hot water, some are react with cold water, some are react with steam. So here the general equations I will present to you, that when the metal like iron is a metal react with steam, steam का मतलब तो सबको पता होगा है नहीं, they form a metal hydroxide and evolved hydrogen gas. Okay. So these metals need steam. Okay, because they are less reactive metals. लेस रिएक्टिव मेटल है इसलिए उसको स्टीम की जरूरत है, वाटर की नहीं, वाटर का स्टीम जरूरत है. ओके, नाउ जस्ट रिमेंबर दैट इन सम केसेस सम मेटल्स डू नॉट रिएक्ट विथ व्हाट water. We know that some metals react with hot, cold and steam, water or not, but some metals do not react with water in any condition. कोई भी water का कोई भी condition दो, hot, cold, steam, any conditions of water, they can't react with that. So what are the metals? Like here, some metals do not react with water under any condition. They do not react with metal in any conditions. Okay, tell me, you just put a glass of water. So take a glass of water and put a silver coin on that. There is any reactions occurs? Tell me quickly. If you take a glass of water and put a silver or gold coin on that, can any reaction you observe on that? No. Because there are some metals that do not react with water under any conditions. Okay, like gold, silver and copper. Sorry, aluminum. Okay, copper. So this one is your gold, this one is silver, and last one is your copper. Copper mostly used in, just tell me the answer. Copper mostly used in electrical wire. Okay, listen here, listen, look at the picture. This is a metal like a gold and a silver. This one is a copper, and they do not react with water, can't react with water. वो कभी भी water के साथ react नहीं कर सकता है. Copper, silver and gold. Okay, so these are the behavior of a metal. How metals are react with water and air. Is it clear or not? Now just goes to the behaviors of non-metal. Metal are clear or not? Hope all are clear about the reactions of a metal. Now, the behavior of non-metal. We just discussed that how a non-metal react with oxygen and water. Is it clear? How non-metals react with oxygen and water. So non-metal react with oxygen in air to form non-metal oxide. Tell me what? When metal react with oxygen, what will be formed? It form metal oxide. Yes or no? When metal react with oxygen, that will form metal oxide. Like that, when non-metal react with oxygen, that form non-metal oxide. That one is metal oxide. This one is what? Non-metal oxide. Okay. Which is acidic in nature. I have already told you metal oxide are basic in nature. Non-metal oxide are always acidic in nature. Acidic in nature. I will give the example here. We know that what? Sulfur is a metal or non-metal? Tell me quickly. Sulfur is a metal or non-metal? We know that sulfur is a non-metal. Okay, this one is your non-metal. Okay, when this non-metal are react with oxygen, these are the oxygen molecules. Okay, when this non-metal like sulfur are react with oxygen, that will form sulfur hydroxide. That will form sulfur hydroxide. I'll give the example here. Sulfur is a non-metal and they were yes, that is react with the oxygen that form SO2. S plus O2, sulfur plus oxygen, that will form sulfur what? Dioxide. Okay, that will be form what? Is sulfur dioxide. Just like you can say that when carbon is a non-metal and react with oxygen, what will be formed? If sulfur react with oxygen, from sulfur dioxide. Yes or no? And carbon react with oxygen? Tell me. This is your carbon and these are our oxygen molecules. When carbon react with oxygen, that will be form carbon dioxide. This one is a poisonous gas or not? Poisonous gas or not? Remember that the chemical reactions of a metal and non-metal. Very carefully. Achha. Here is another exceptions. We know that what? The non-metal not a good conductor of heat or electricity. Yes. We know that non-metal, when non-metals are react with oxygen, they can only form a sulfur dioxide or carbon dioxide. Can it form or catch fire? Tell me. Among all the non-metals, there are some non-metals are very highly reactive in nature. Like your metals, sodium and potassium, those are highly reactive metals and that can easily catch the fire. So that we are kept in the kerosene. Yes or no? Like that. Non-metal like phosphorus. Listen carefully. Non-metal आपका रिएक्शन करेगा, वहां पर आपका क्या होगा ना, हीट प्रोडक्शन नहीं होगा मोस्टली. But there are some non-metals when they can react with oxygen, that catch the fire. Catch the fire. Highly reactive non-metal. So what are they? That one is a sulfur. Sorry, phosphorus. So phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. क्वेश्चन आपको ऐसे पूछा जाएगा, give me two example of a highly reactive metal. Give me some example of a highly reactive non-metal. So just remember that highly reactive metal are sodium and potassium. Yes or no? and highly reactive metals are phosphorus and sulfur. Okay, so it catch fires when it exposed to air. So it can expose what? Air. Okay, वो जो क्या बोलते हैं, I'll give the example here. And when they are a highly reactive nonmetal and can easily catch fire when they are come in contact with the air. So we just protect in the same place or not, just like sodium and potassium. So phosphorus should be stored in water to keep safe. क्योंकि ये हाईली रिएक्टिव नॉनमेटल है, अगर एयर के कांटेक्ट में आएगा तो वहां पर वो कुछ चीज जला देगा. Yes or no? So we just kept in the safe place. So safe place is water. So remember that sodium, potassium kept in kerosene, phosphorus kept in water for our safety. Okay, here just look at that. Store in water. Just store in water. That non-metal. Okay. Now we know that non-metals react with water. That can form one non-metal oxide like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide. Yes or no? But non-metal do not react with water. Listen carefully. Non-metal react with oxygen, means non-metal react with air, but non-metal do not react with water. Non-metal water के साथ react नहीं कर सकता है. Is it clear? If I take a carbon, आप कोल पकड़ोगे, कोल देखे हो या नहीं, and put in water. कोल पकड़कर आपको वाटर में यहाँ पर ड्रॉप करना है. Is any reaction you observe there? आपको कोई भी वहां पर रिएक्शन दिखाई नहीं देगा. So here non-metals react with water. There is no reaction will be formed. आप non-metals को वाटर में डालोगे, कुछ भी रिएक्शन आपको दिखाई नहीं देगा. No reactions will be takes place when non-metal react with water. Is it clear or not? Is it clear or not? The reaction, the chemical properties of metal and non-metal. How they can react with water, how they can react with oxygen. If that is clear, I just tell you some uses of metals and non-metals. अच्छा, रोस्टिंग ऑफ आयरन, ये तो मैंने छोड़ ही दिया था. अच्छा, रोस्टिंग ऑफ आयरन, हाउ रोस्ट विल बी फॉर्म? टेल मी हाउ रोस्ट इज फॉर्म. It is in that you just bring a new iron nail and that should be dropped in 1 glass of water. After some days you observe that there should be brownish coating around this metal nails. Okay or not? So when iron object, listen carefully, when iron objects are left exposed to the environment, they often develop a brown deposition on their surface. That one is called roasting. Look at the picture. The roasting आपको दिखाई देता है कैसे? रोस्टिंग होता है कैसे? दिखाई के जैसा ऐसा ही होता है आपका रोस्टिंग. When any metal that come in contact with the air and moisture, water air के contact में अगर आएगा ना, after some days you just observe that there is the black coating on that. That one is called roasting. Formation of rost is called roasting. You just remember that. Formation of rost is called roasting. This one is a brown color. This one is a brown deposition. Brown on the metal. Roasting is a chemical reaction. Yes, roasting is a chemical reaction where iron react with oxygen and moisture in the air. कब roasting formation होता है? When the metal react with what na water and oxygen. That is the roasting takes place. We say that there is the chemical reactions are takes place. I have already told you magnesium. ये देखो जब मैग्नीशियम रिबन को हम बर्न करते हैं ना, that form a what? white is dazzling flame. Okay, these are the how the magnesium is. Magnesium plus oxygen it form magnesium oxide, which मैं बोल चुकी हूँ आपको. And I just told you that sodium are stored in the kerosene. ये भी मैं आपको बोल चुकी हूँ. Sodium are kept in kerosene to prevent fire. अच्छा. The last slide is that non-metal essential in everyday life. We know that metal are used in our daily life, like electrical applications. Where में use किया जाता है metals, electrical device, machine. Yes or no? We use most of the metal on that. But are non-metal essential in our daily life? Is a non-metal. This one is a non-metal. This other candle is also non-metal. So can metal are essential in our daily life? Yes. So when metal are very visible in daily life due to their shining appearance, strength, and ability to conduct heat and electricity, non-metal plays equal vital role in our life. जैसे metal plays a vital role in our life, just like non-metal plays a vital role also. So what some important points of non-metal? What are the necessity? What are the necessity or the vital roles of metal in our life? So first one is oxygen. What are the uses of oxygen? Tell me. What are the uses of oxygen? We know that oxygen is a non-metal. If it is a non-metal, what are its use? We use oxygen for breathe or not? Can any living organism survive without oxygen? Oxygen is a non-metal, but they are very important in our life. We are present here, we are live here with but oxygen. Without oxygen, life cannot possible. We can't visible that we are live or not. So oxygen plays a vital role. Without oxygen, life on Earth would not survive. Okay. Mostly oxygen are used in hospital. Mostly oxygen is used in hospitals. Used in welding and combustion. Oxygens are helps to burn. Okay. Second one is carbon. Carbon is another non-metal. It is also essential for our life. So, carbon is the building block of all life form. Building block of life is carbon. So, it is the key part of protein, fats, and carbohydrate, which provide energy and for our growth. So, carbon is essential or not? First one is oxygen. We use oxygen for breathing. Second one is carbon. That's the building block of our life, which is the key part of protein, fats, and carbohydrates. That can provide energy and helps in growth. देखो नॉन मेटल भी हमारे लाइफ में कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके. नाइट्रोजन नॉन मेटल widely used in fertilizer, in agriculture cultivations in agriculture. Nitrogen is mostly used on. Okay, last one is the chlorine, is another non-metal. Okay, it is commonly used in वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन. पानी को साफ रखने के लिए आपका क्लोरीन यूज किया जाता है. फॉर प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ वाटर वी यूज वन नॉन मेटल, दैट वन इज क्लोरीन. ओके, टू मेक ए ड्रिंकिंग वाटर सेफ. Just remember what are the uses of metal and what are the uses of non-metals. Iodine is another non-metal and it has a shining properties. So iodine solutions is applied on wounded as an antiseptic to prevent infection. Antiseptic जो infection होता है ना, तो antiseptic देते हैं, उसमें iodine ऐड किया to prevent infections. So that's it. I just to show you the last slide to you. Last slide, that what will be made from a metal. Okay, gold से gold ornament बनता है. Silver, we made a silver ornament. Mercury is a metal present in the thermometer that is used to measure our body temperature. Copper, mostly used in wire, is a metal. Aluminium ornament. Iron, do you ever seen an iron nail? We made an iron nail from iron. And this one is what? Pacific. That's enough. Okay. So your chapter mostly complete. Hope you understand what I am telling to you. What is metal? What is non-metal? What are their characteristics? Like physical properties, chemical properties, how they can react with air and water, how rusting will be formed, and what are the uses of a metal and non-metal in our daily life. Yes or no? Hope all of you enjoy this session and also do the experiment here. Thank you to all of you to join this beautiful session with me, and it's a wonderful session. Thank you.